lots of screwing. Now if you're new to darts, you need to know which points go with which darts. Now a warning before we start, whilst most points are pretty universal, some points don't fit in your barrels and they need specific systems. Let's start with standard points. Now these are your standard steel tip darts. You'll get these with most sets that you get straight out of the box. They're smooth, they don't grip onto the board very well, but they are a steel tip and they'll work with your standard steel tip dart. I'm personally not a fan of these. I find they slip out the board a little bit, but you can use sandpaper on them. If you hold the sandpaper and twist it around as you're pulling away from the dart, you can create a bit of a loop and it gives it a little bit more grip in that board. Now the next points I have here are some black points, so they are coated. You just take the tip off there. Now that once again is a smooth point, but it does have a little bit more grip because of the coating. Once again though, I prefer a little bit more grip personally. Now as you can see, I've got some gold points here. Now these have a finger grip here, and they've also got a twisting grip, and these are part of the volute dart range. We've got some black ones here. You can see these are from Unicorn. Now these ones have a little bit more grip with that twist, and also there for your finger grip, which is quite nice and aggressive if you rest your finger like I do on that point. Now these ones, for example, you can see they've got a taper, so it goes almost seamlessly into the dart, and it also has a micro grip on it, which will grip even better into the board. Now I've put some of those on the Robin Loxleys and also on the Aaron Beanie Gen 1s, because I think they look really good. They grip the board well, and it just continues that grip. Really nice. If your darts are always falling out of the board, try and get some points with tip grip. This will help them stay in and make sure your darts score. Now Swiss points don't need a traditional repointing tool. They have their own tool which is specific to target darts. Pop it on the end, twist it around, and that point will unscrew. And you can simply change it for whichever one you want. Put it back on, and you can use the tool again to tighten the dart back into the barrel. A nice system, works really well, and the points also have a little cut just before the barrel entry, which means that if it snaps, it'll snap there, and the tool will still get purchased on the end when you unscrew it. Nice little feature. Now soft tip darts use screw-in points, and they're plastic and flexible. So you can see we've got some L style lip points here. We've got target pixel ones here. Now these screw in and out like that. Nice and simple. The darts are usually a bit lighter in soft tip darts. I think partly so that they don't break the board when they go in there. Now if you have a set of soft tip darts that you really like, you can get these conversion points. So that is a metal point that screws into the front of your soft tip dart and can be used on a steel tip board. Obviously you can use soft tips on a normal dartboard, but it's not recommended. It puts big holes in it and they don't always hold very well. So a conversion point is your best bet. Now you can also sometimes get these really thin points. They're called reflex points. They're conversion points as well. When those go into the board, they sort of boing around a little bit. Personally, I don't like the feel of it, but it does mean that with that really slim point, you can get even more space in that treble section and hopefully score even higher. Now longer points will typically get to the board quicker, which means usually that they'll sit a little bit more flat, but it does depend on your throw. There's a little bit more weight on them too. Now shorter points do get to the board a bit later, which usually means you can get a little bit more angle going into the board. Now Target brought out this really unique piece of equipment here. If you look on the end here, this is a steel tip dart, but it has a 2BA adapter. Now what the 2BA adapter does is it means that you can make any soft tip dart into a Swiss point conversion system dart. So you know those Swiss points that you could screw in and out? You can use those on your soft tip darts. So I have some Swiss points in here. I'm just going to remove those. So as I removed it, it came with the 2BA adapter. So I used the normal Swiss point tool and that came off like that. Now you're like, oh my God, how do I get that off? I have another tool here. You can pop into the back end, screw that, and you can separate the two. Like so. So that tiny adapter goes onto your soft tip dart and turns it into a Swiss point dart. Pretty cool system. So as I said before, there's different lengths, different grips, different systems. But what's the point of all this? It's for you to find your perfect point. Now let me know your favourite points to use in the comments below. Thanks again, and have a good one.